Get mantra and meditation MP3s at jasongallant.ca.
One thing that will help you when you go through darker times or suffering or spiritual cleanses, because like I've said before, when you chant mantra, meditate, breathe, you'll notice a kaleidoscope of experiences move through you. Some of them are pleasant, some of them are not so pleasant. And there's this constant phenomenon that is happening. And when you understand what this phenomenon is, you can start to work with it instead of against it, right? And the truth is that you are a transformation machine. You are transforming raw energy into higher vibration constantly. The mind has no idea about this. The mind wishes to just concentrate on maintaining the status quo or making sure only certain experiences happen. Right? It's the basis of preferences, right? But who you are, which is very much like the heart, is working on an autopilot to transform denser forms of yourself into light. This light or love or wisdom or truth has many vibrations. And as it was explained to me a long time ago, you are a step-down transformer, transforming light into usable forms of energy on this planet, and also transforming your own stuff, your own suffering, or the suffering around you, or the suffering you came in with. You're transforming that raw material into an elevated energy. Now, the important thing to know is that when the ego is solid, the I is very crystallized. It gets in the way of this process. It has an ability to slow it down or shut it down. If I ever see you at one of the Wisdom Life School retreats, I can explain this to you. But what I've seen with people with different circumstances and how I have pieced this puzzle together. The point is that you have free will to surrender to this process and experience the fruits of it, or you can judge and reject all that is happening within you. Which inevitably leads to more suffering anyway, so what's the point of that? The more you embrace what is, the freer you become. But the ego is in a constant state of rejection. It rejects one thing, just like the fly landing on my head, and embraces another. But it's always taking pieces of reality and discarding the rest, rather than joining. And the first place this takes place in is inside of you. When you accept what is within you, real magic begins. Conditions are overcome. You stop living by certain false conditions. And when you are intimate with yourself, certain laws of life, the way things are, become more obvious to you. You can feel them. You sense them with the entirety of your being. You no longer orient primarily from the mind. And no, these realizations have nothing to do with public acceptance of you. You may realize certain truths that most around you disagree with. You become a bit of a revolutionary to the zombie apocalypse. Let's put it that way. You're no longer living based on a program. And when people or society around you is running on a program, and you start to see deeper levels of truth within yourself, there will be decisions that you make that may not be understandable by some around you. So the art of awareness starts with self-awareness and acceptance of that which you are aware of. No longer fixating on what should be or what shouldn't, but embracing what is happening within you as this magical transformation device. You're turning coal into diamonds in any one moment. It's like a Mission Impossible mission, right? If you choose to accept it, this begins to happen. So realization that you are transforming energies within you, some pleasant, some not so pleasant, allows you to also realize that no matter what you are experiencing, it will pass. It will change, it will transform. And it will bring new gifts to you. New realizations, new spiritual experiences, or levels of enthusiasm that you never thought you had. It's really like the death process, like the Shiva process, and the Brahma process where you're born again, right? Shiva's the death, Vishnu's the maintenance of that present ego or identification or creation. And Brahma is the creation itself. So death, then creation, then the maintenance of that creation, and then your ego withers away as it evolves, and then is forced to die again, and then be born anew. So you could say that this also happens with the superficial levels of your happiness. It is absolutely normal to feel all things and not just one vibration of happy all the time. The unchanging state within you, the self, that always is the same. But the superficial experiences, they go through a cycle. And when you start to see that this, there's a Monday, then there's a Tuesday, then there's a Wednesday. Next time Monday comes around, you're not worried. You know that Wednesday will come again, right? Say Wednesday is a favorite day of the week for you. So it's the same thing with this. Understand that you're constantly transforming. And instead of getting stuck on trying to micromanage these transformations, just surrender to them, allow, breathe, meditate, and know that it will pass. I hope this helps you on your spiritual journey. Take care for now.
Are you interested in working with a spiritual teacher in a formal setting? Well, perhaps the Wisdom Life School is for you. If you're interested in checking out what the Wisdom Life School is all about, just go to aratima.com.